Man. Uh, excuse me. Yay. More seizures. Oh, and I missed it on the camera too. But I've got so much going on. I'm viewing this and I'm friggin' exporting that, and I'm friggin' uploading over here off a different device. All my fucking devices and everything is just fucking just jam packed right now, trying to blast this information out to the internet and just fucking excuse me, just fucking started getting that narcoleptic not off again in the middle of a Tommy Sotomayor video, and I really want to watch the video, but like I said, that nod off is just it's punishing. And I figured, since I'm hopefully not as much of an insomniac now, although really nothing's changed, but it feels like, since, well, no, that's only I only got 3 hours of sleep. Yeah, okay, I don't know why when I woke up this morning at 5:30, I'm thinking, man, I got 5-6 hours of sleep, yay. That's probably that nocturnal seizure fucked everything up. Because for some reason I'm sitting here thinking I went to bed like 10:30 to midnight, but after my head clears up and I double check, although I already remembered what's going on once my mind cleared up, but I went and double checked, and sure enough, no, I ended up going to bed. I did go to bed like 10:30 or so, but the partial complex seizures and not first stage sleep got me back out here. And then finally, about 3:30 this morning, 2:30 to 3:30, I was, like I said, about to just, my engine was about to just stall for being out of fuel, and I was about to collapse. So I went and laid down. That's where that confusion between getting a closer to full night's sleep and not, and that's why when I'm having narcoleptic things, just 5, 10, 20 minutes, 30, 40, whatever, just a little bit ago, I'm like, this should be happening, and then I'm like, but it's pretty intense too. God bless America. I really want to watch this video, but so I'm like, alright, I give up. Go lay down. The first few weren't really bad. The first 2 partial complex seizures, man, and they must have erupted within probably about 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes of me laying down. And in fact, I noticed a very odd sensation this time. When I lay down, and maybe I get it more often than not, and I just don't pay attention. I'm doing more and more, to be more and more, even more attentive to details in me and what's going on around, or with my psychiatry. And I noticed that when I lay down and I close my eyes, like right now, every sensation is valid. Gravity's pulling this way, my head is leaning this way, my body's this way, I'm sitting this way. When I lay down this time and I closed my eyes, I lost sense of gravity. I almost felt like I was falling. I guess that's what they call falling asleep. I've never noticed that, or maybe even haven't had that up until just now. Like I said, my situation is what this officer did to me is making my situation worse, because I simply just can't go to the doctor and get taken care of. I really need to do that, but I can't. I can't transport myself there and back to minimize the risk of them using their power to abuse me and trap me. I'll make sure I have a way home if they do abandon me or deny me treatment. And I won't have a charge, for ambulance. And I won't have to have a police officer come out here and pick me up, which I can't handle that now. I couldn't handle a police officer coming out here to bake rack me. it would probably end badly if that officer showed up on my property uninvited to force me out of this camper into a mental hospital. It's not even worth it. So I'm not even seeking help. Legitimately seeking help. I'm not. Nothing. I'm just sitting here waiting for this court date and waiting for the Civil War that's going to happen. Or, Civil War may not happen, but I'm going to go vigilante. What else have I got to do? I'm not living like this for the rest of my existence on this planet. I am not living like this. If I have to get them to kill me so that it's not suicide and I go to heaven, that's their choice, not mine. All they have to do is medically treat me correctly, legally treat me correctly, and leave me the fuck alone. Honestly, if they would have motherfucking left me alone the first time I'd say that the first time I got caught with marijuana, if they'd have just left me alone, it wouldn't be as bad now as it is today. That's full shizzle. And it's fucked up now that marijuana is legal recreationally somewhere. It's legally here, right now, medicinally, with prescription. And in fact, I had a prescription last year for it. I'm not a pothead, man. I really don't. I'd like to be a pothead, believe me. Back when I was a pothead, that was one of my favorite things to be. I'd love to be a pothead now, but I can't. I just can't do it. I am too fucked up from stigma. Anyway, seizure logging. And sleep seizure logging in particular. Okay, the 2 partial complex seizures entering sleep happened rapidly and pretty quickly. One thing, I had that falling sensation, and I'm like, oh, wait. All right. Open your eyes. When I opened my eyes, or I made the decision to open my eyes, but somewhere between that conscious decision making and the visual stimulation, somewhere between all that, my sense of gravity came back, and that sense of falling immediately stopped, and I'm back in the correct plane of gravity. And so I take a mental note of that and say, all right, weird. Well, I close my eyes again and I don't get that same sensation. But I did get but I did almost right away. In fact, it seemed like almost sooner than later in my nodding off to first stage of sleep where that seizure happens. It seemed to happen a little earlier, but it was a lot milder. Much, much milder. Not as much adrenaline or something, or I don't know how to exactly tell you. I kind of don't. Okay, but anyway, sensationalizing it seemed like a lot less adrenaline, but it seemed to happen a lot earlier, trying to enter that first stage of sleep. Then it happened again, because I was like, all right, well, do what you gotta do. Close my eyes. Motherfucking seizure. Fuck. That's not a big deal. Not even enough to get me to do that fuck that I normally do. Shit and stuff and a little thrashing around and shit. That's just kind of a autonomic reaction to release the energy of that adrenaline. And I'm like, okay, that's 2 in a row. So now I'm a little conscious again. But I'm like, one more try. So I close my eyes. Waiting. Then I had a really bad partial complex seizure. Like, I mean, fucking almost lifted me up off the damn mattress, and when I you know, aware of exactly what I'm doing, my body's doing, I'm sitting upright this time. I'm like, whoa, that's fuck shit. I ain't never had a fucking bad enough one to fucking straight up make me bounce off the bed and sit and end up upright, completely conscious with the, you know, fighting with the adrenaline, you know, intensity. That, then I was like, and that actually got me to do that little fuck shit, bam, you know, woo, I like, and then when I caught myself doing it, I'm like, wow, that was a bad one. I really wish I'd have fucking caught that shit on camera. But the next best thing I can do is come right here immediately, instantly, and make another sleep seizure log. So this is 2 sleep seizure logs one day. Thanks, humans. This child abuse victim didn't deserve it.